has won universal praise for its disease eradication, peace efforts, and democracy building. His steadfastness of purpose, his determination to make for a better world, have won him plaudits and admiration around the globe. These were capped some years back by his being awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. President Carter has lived the courage of his convictions, whether in or out of public life. He is truly a man for all seasons, and we're blessed to have him with us this morning. It's my honor to present President Jimmy Carter.
Well, first of all, I want to welcome you to the Carter Center. As a matter of fact, if it weren't for Jim Laney, I would not be in Atlanta today. We probably would not have a Carter Center, and I would not be a professor at Emory University for 37 years. Last night I met with the Board of Trustees of Emory University, and they recalled, and I recalled, the fact that I went to Emory University as a professor because of Jim Laney's influence. And of course, when I went to North Korea in 1994, part of the reason was because Jim Laney was the ambassador to South Korea. So my life has been shaped to a great extent, very favorably by my acquaintance and friendship and love for Jim Laney. I'm really been at home to be with Methodists. My mother was a Methodist, my wife a Methodist. In fact, she's still a Methodist, I think, although she's really a Baptist. And I can't think of a more worthy, comprehensive effort for the Methodist churches of the world and for the World Council of Churches together and for others, as a matter of fact, than to work for peace in the Korean Peninsula, and also particularly peace between North Korea and the United States. I have spent probably 20 hours talking to the top leaders of North Korea, beginning with Kim Il-sung in 1994. My wife and I spent 8 hours with Kim Il-sung and his wife on a trip down the river from Pyongyang to the seacoast. And during that time, we reached, I would say, what was complete agreement between the United States of America and North Korea. I am very prayerful that the recent effort by President Trump to find common ground with the North Koreans will be successful. During all this time with the President of the Presidium of the People's Republic Congress in North Korea, and with Kim Il-sung and others, I've been to North Korea 3 times, each time a very extended visit. And I have found a remarkable consistency in the hopes and dreams of the Korean people, including their leaders, in dealing with the United States of America. I have great concern about human rights violations in North Korea, but I've been extremely pleased to see the progress that President Moon has made representing South Korea in his talks with Kim Jong-un. What the North Koreans know is that for more than 60 years now, since 1953. The United States of America has done everything possible to destroy the economy of North Korea. At the same time, I think most South Koreans would agree we've done everything we could to help the economy of South Korea. And still we condemn the North Koreans in every way and have refused to have a peace agreement with them to officially end the Korean War. I was in the Pacific Ocean on a submarine during the Korean War. And I grieved, as did many others, with the loss of life by both sides in that unfortunate conflict. What the North Koreans have always demanded, including Kim Il-sung most clearly, was that the United States deal directly with North Korean leaders, representing the people, and that we have a final and binding peace agreement, treaty, between the United States and North Korea. When I was in the White House for 4 years, I tried to accomplish this unsuccessfully. But that's what they've always wanted, an end to the war, and an understanding with the United States, which can lead to a complete denuclearization in North Korea and hopefully in the entire Korean Peninsula. In exchange for that, what the North Koreans have demanded, as all of you know, and still demand, is a step-by-step confirmation of this agreement to end the nuclear program in North Korea, provided the United States will also lift all the sanctions and let North Korea become a full partner, or if you excuse the expression, brother, with South Korea, and become acceptable in the community of nations. The United States has not been willing to do that. I've read the news reports recently about the cancellation of the most recent scheduled visit between the Secretary of State Pompeo and the North Koreans, hopefully leading up to another summit conference between President Trump and Kim Jong-un. I hope this will take place. I think we should form a conference between the two Koreas, the United States and China at least. I'd say a four-party conference, and get down to the details of an end to North Korea's intercontinental missile capability and also their nuclear warheads, in exchange for full recognition of North Korea as an acceptable partner, economically and otherwise, with the South Koreans and with the United States and other nations. This basic demand of an exchange was worked out first between me and Kim Il-sung. He agreed to let international inspectors come in and confirm that no further nuclear capability was existing in North Korea. And that's what the United States still demands. This would be possible, I think, only if the United States, I would say step by step, confirming the North Korean implementation of this agreement was realized on the side of the North Koreans and their nuclear capability. And step by step, with each succeeding element of progress made, that the United States would lift the sanctions against North Korea and have each step confirmed by, I'd say, at least a four-party conference and hopefully by the entire United Nations capability to endorse such an international agreement. My last trip to North Korea was with a group of the so-called elders. I was accompanied there by the former president of Finland, the former president of Ireland, and the former prime minister of Norway, who later became the head of the World Health Organization, Rob Brundtland. We were given complete permission to travel throughout North Korea anywhere we wanted to without some so-called guide or monitors, and we were there to witness the element of starvation among the North Korean people, because shortly before that, the United States had cut off all food aid to North Korea and had induced the South Koreans to follow in our footsteps. We thought this was a terrible mistake. And we visited the little villages where the people were getting an allocation of about 700 calories per day. For a man in America to go on a strict diet, about 500 more calories per day than that can be incorporated into each body. So they were in a starvation situation, and we came back and made a report under President Obama that this was needed. So there's great suffering among the people of North Korea. And as I've said earlier, the human rights violations of their leadership against the people is inexcusable and needs to be corrected. But the imposed punishment of a North Korean people by the United States and others with their economic embargo, and particularly in food and medicines, is, I think, unconscionable. It should be ended. So to summarize my brief remarks, I have another appointment very shortly. We should proceed with the prospective peace talks between the leaders of our country and North Korea's country. We should form a conference or coalition of leadership with the two Koreas, the United States and China at least, perhaps joined by others. And the United States should agree to a complete peace treaty with North Korea, ending officially the Korean War, and step by step monitoring each other's compliance with the proposed agreement outlined earlier by President Trump and Kim Jong-un, the consummation of those very hazy agreements. Let this lead to reconciliation and harmony between the United States and North Korea. At the same time, I would hope that, and I would expect, that President Moon of South Korea would continue with his notable and I think historic efforts to continue the unification of the Korean Peninsula. I'm not an expert on this subject. As I said, I've spent many hours with the top leadership in North Korea, and I hope and pray that your dreams, which are the same as mine, for peace in accordance with the teachings of Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace, will be realized for Korea and also for the United States. Thank you very much.